Welcome back to the Morning Blend, where we're continuing our spotlight on Women's Small Business Month with a story about a teacher who changed directions to help kids who struggle with learning most. Take a look.
If your child struggles in school and you've tried traditional forms of treatment, there may be an alternative. Kids who have trouble focusing can really have trouble learning. Lynn Brittnacher is the owner of Brain Balance in Mequon. She has more about her solution that helps kids improve focus, behavior, and academic performance. Welcome.
Thank you.
Really excited to talk with you today because I think parents notice so many different issues and they worry, they struggle, they want to help their kids. So I'm curious what led you to being a Brain Balance owner.
Well, I actually was a 7th grade teacher for 17 years, and so I was noticing in my classroom, especially within the last 10 to 12 years, just a real influx in the number of kids coming in who were struggling to, regulate their emotions or focus and attention issues, social interaction issues, and then just those academic struggles, where, we tried all of those traditional methods. We did multiple interventions, and we would just see a little bit of growth. And so I did a lot of soul searching. It's hard to walk away from a profession I loved. I also have my master's in counseling, so I felt like I had all of the equipment I thought I needed to, help these kids, and yet was watching them, leave my classroom and go on to 8th grade and just not getting the gains that they needed to. So my husband and I did a lot of soul searching, prayed about it a lot, and just felt God calling us to this new adventure.
Good for you for figuring that out and doing this. What is Brain Balance? How do you explain it?
Yeah, so Brain Balance, it's kind of has, a funny name, but really what we do here is we are focusing on the brain and how it functions. So, the common thing amongst all of those different struggles that you mentioned in the intro is that it's all about how our brain is working and processing information. So Brain Balance, we're a non-medical, drug-free approach. And so what that means is we go in and we look at how that brain is functioning and processing all of the input or all the information, and are then able to come up with a plan that helps us to change that. It's a very wide range of children that we work with here. So we have kids who come in, because they struggle in school, and some of them have labels like dyslexia or dysgraphia. We have kids who come in that are high functioning autistic or Asperger's, ADHD, oppositional defiant, sensory processing. But a lot of our kids who come here don't have labels. I would say about half of our kids don't even have labels. But what happens is their parents are just noticing, they struggle to make friends and keep friends. They aren't able to attend to their homework at home. They're getting, notes from teachers that say, they're so bright if they would just try harder. And then we have those kids that are trying so hard and just making such little growth. But the thing is that whether they have a label or not, at Brain Balance doesn't matter to us, because what we do know is all of these things kind of fall under one umbrella, and that is that the brain just is not functioning as it needs to, and it's because there's a processing issue. And so that's what we really do here at Brain Balance, is address that.
So I wonder how the program works. Do kids come to you after school, for example? How often do they visit?
Yeah, so the first thing that we would do is we would have a child in and we do an assessment. And so what we're looking for in that assessment is we're looking at all those different areas of the brain to figure out how they are processing information. So one thing I like to kind of explain to teachers is with our kiddos who are struggling, what's going on is it's kind of like a really bad game of tennis. So we might have a 12-year-old who comes into our program, and to everybody into the world, they look 12. But we start measuring the different processing speeds and the different functions of the brain, and we'll find that, in some areas they are 12 or even above. A lot of our kids are extremely bright academically, and then yet there's other areas where they're functioning more like a 4-year-old when it comes to their social interactions and their emotional regulation. And so anytime we have different areas of the brain that are processing at different speeds, and they're trying to communicate across all those areas, which is what we need to do for all things, all output, we find frustration. So it's a bad game of tennis. The 12-year-old is shooting that message or that ball across the net, and that 4-year-old processing area of the brain is cowering in the corner. So after our assessment, we're able to kind of tell parents, here are the different processing speeds. here are the areas that are struggling, and then we come up with an individualized program for that child. They come to see us in the center 3 times a week for 1 hour where they're working with a coach one-on-one. And what we're doing during that time is we are using multimodal different activities that are going to stimulate those areas of the brain and grow neural pathways in real time, increase processing speed, which gives us better communication across all areas of the brain. And as a result, we see these struggles, diminish and then go away.
Let's hear from some of the people who've had success at Brain Balance.
When we came to Brain Balance, they opened our arms and said, we can help you.
And now it's like, after bringing him to Brain Balance, it's like he's with it. He's on the program, he gets it, like he's just like up to speed on everything. It's like you wouldn't pick him out of the crowd like any different from anybody else.
Today my son will succeed. Today my son will make it.
And to see them struggle. I'm sorry. And then, just to kind of turn it around. It's fantastic. There's no other way to say it. I mean, it's a wonderful thing.
How grateful are you?
Super grateful. Because I have my boy.
Oh, that's so powerful. Wow, to be able to help a child learn, it's so encouraging to see parents work through some of those things with the help of Brain Balance. It's wonderful. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to mention a great special you have for Morning Blend viewers.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So here's the deal. If you mention the Morning Blend, you can receive $50 off your child's assessment. So call 262-240-9915, or you can visit brainbalancecenters.com/location/Mequon.